Have you ever opened the refrigerator, looked inside, and thought, I'm just too tired to cook tonight? If you are over 60, that moment happens more often than most people admit. Cooking can feel exhausting. Standing in the kitchen, chopping, heating pans, washing dishes afterward. Some days the energy simply is not there. So what happens? Many seniors skip proper meals, grab a few crackers, maybe a piece of toast, or something quick that barely contains any protein. But here is the quiet problem almost nobody talks about. After 60, your body needs more protein than it did when you were younger, not less. Muscles break down faster. Recovery slows. Even a few days of low protein intake can accelerate muscle loss that has already been creeping in for years. That is why many seniors notice their arms thinning, their legs weakening, or standing from a chair becoming harder. The difficult part is this. Most high-protein meal advice assumes you have the energy to cook. Grilling chicken, preparing fish, cooking beans from scratch. But what about the days when you simply do not want to stand in the kitchen? That is where simple no-cook meals become incredibly useful. Some foods are naturally packed with protein and require no stove, no pan, and almost no preparation. You can assemble them in minutes, yet they provide the amino acids your muscles need to stay strong. In this video, we will reveal 5 easy no-cook high-protein meals for seniors, ranked from the quickest option to the most satisfying. And number 2 is the meal many seniors say became their go-to dinner on days when cooking feels like too much effort. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. How old are you? Tell me in the comments. I read them myself and respond whenever I can. Now, let's start with meal number 5, the quickest high-protein option you can put together in less than 2 minutes. Number 5. Greek yogurt protein bowl with nuts and seeds. Let us kick things off with one of the simplest and most powerful no-cook meals you will ever make. The Greek yogurt protein bowl is an absolute game changer for seniors, and the science backs it up completely. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that participants who consumed Greek yogurt daily for 12 weeks experienced a significant increase in lean muscle mass compared to those who ate regular yogurt. The key difference is the protein content. 1 single cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt contains roughly 17 grams of protein. That is almost as much as eating 2.5 eggs without ever turning on a stove. But the benefits go far beyond just protein. Greek yogurt is packed with calcium, and a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed adequate calcium from dairy sources had 14% stronger bone density than those who relied on supplements alone. That is a massive difference when it comes to preventing fractures. Now let me walk you through exactly how to make this meal so you get maximum benefits every single time. Start with 1 full cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt as your base. Do not grab the flavored kinds because those are loaded with added sugar, sometimes as much as 20 grams per serving, which spikes your blood sugar and works against your health goals. Scoop that yogurt into a bowl and then add 1 tablespoon of natural almond butter. Almond butter brings in another 3.5 grams of protein plus healthy fats that help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Next, sprinkle on 2 tablespoons of mixed seeds. A combination of chia seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds works perfectly here. Chia seeds alone provide 2 grams of protein per tablespoon, and they are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. A study in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that regular chia seed consumption reduced inflammatory markers by up to 18% in older adults. Now add a small handful of walnuts, about 1 ounce, which contributes another 4 grams of protein in brain, boosting omega-3s. Harvard researchers found that older adults who ate walnuts 5 times per week performed significantly better on cognitive tests than those who did not. Finally, top everything with half a cup of fresh blueberries for natural sweetness. Blueberries are not just delicious. A study from the Annals of Neurology found that eating berries twice a week slowed cognitive decline by up to 2.5 years. When you add everything up, this entire bowl gives you approximately 28 grams of protein, 12 grams of healthy fats, complex carbohydrates from the fruit, and a rich supply of calcium, magnesium, and antioxidants. The total calorie count comes in around 420 calories, making it a perfectly balanced meal. The best way to maximize the benefits is to eat this bowl as your breakfast or as a mid-morning meal because research from the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who front-loaded their protein intake earlier in the day had 30% better muscle protein synthesis than those who ate most of their protein at dinner. This bowl takes less than 3 minutes to assemble and requires absolutely no cooking whatsoever. Just open, scoop, sprinkle, and eat. Now let us move on to meal number 4, which is just as easy and even more filling. But before we continue, if you've been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4. Canned salmon avocado mash plate. This next meal is a nutritional powerhouse that most people completely overlook, and the research on it is honestly remarkable. Canned salmon is one of the most underrated protein sources for seniors, and a study published in the journal Nutrients found that older adults who consumed fatty fish like salmon at least twice a week had significantly lower rates of age-related muscle loss compared to those who rarely ate fish. One standard can of salmon, which is about 6 ounces drained, delivers a whopping 34 grams of complete protein. Complete protein means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need to repair and grow. But the real magic of salmon goes even deeper. It is one of the richest natural sources of vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. A clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with adequate vitamin D and omega-3 intake had 21% fewer falls over a 12-month period. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65, so that statistic alone should grab your attention. And because canned salmon includes the soft edible bones, you also get a huge boost of calcium. One can provide roughly 20% of your daily calcium needs without taking a single supplement. Now here is exactly how you put this meal together in just a few minutes. Open and drain 1 6-ounce can of wild-caught salmon and place it in a bowl. Use a fork to break it apart into flakes. Next, take 1 ripe avocado, cut it in half, remove the pit, and scoop the flesh into the same bowl. Mash the avocado and salmon together until you get a creamy, well-blended mixture. Avocado adds another 3 grams of protein plus 20 grams of heart, healthy monounsaturated fats. A study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating 1 avocado daily reduced LDL cholesterol by an average of 13.5 milligrams per deciliter in older adults. Now squeeze half a fresh lemon over the mixture for flavor and vitamin C, which actually helps your body absorb the iron from the salmon more efficiently. Add a pinch of sea salt and a dash of black pepper to taste. Black pepper contains piperine, which a study in Planta Medica found increases nutrient absorption by up to 2,000% for certain compounds. Spread this mixture onto 2 slices of whole grain bread, or if you prefer a lighter option, use large romaine lettuce leaves as wraps instead. The whole grain bread adds another 7 grams of protein and complex carbohydrates for sustained energy. If you choose the bread option, top each slice with a few thin slices of cucumber and tomato for extra vitamins and a satisfying crunch. The complete meal with bread gives you approximately 44 grams of protein, 26 grams of healthy fats, and around 530 calories total. You are also getting a powerful dose of omega-3s, vitamin D, calcium, potassium from the avocado, and B vitamins that support nerve function. The best time to eat this meal is at lunch because a study from the International Journal of Obesity found that a protein-rich lunch prevented the afternoon energy crash that causes so many seniors to feel exhausted by 3 in the afternoon. The entire preparation takes under 5 minutes, and the only tool you need is a fork and a bowl. No heat required at all. The next meal on our list at number 3 is something incredibly simple that packs a serious protein punch. Number 3. Cottage cheese and fruit power plate. If you've been sleeping on cottage cheese, you are about to wake up, because the science on this food for seniors is absolutely incredible. A groundbreaking study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that cottage cheese consumed before bed significantly improved overnight muscle protein synthesis in older adults. Your muscles actually repair and rebuild while you sleep, and cottage cheese provides the perfect slow-releasing fuel for that process. This is because cottage cheese is extremely rich in casein protein, a type of protein that digests slowly over 6 to 8 hours, providing a steady stream of amino acids to your muscles all night long. 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese contains a remarkable 28 grams of protein. That is more protein than a 3-ounce chicken breast, and you do not have to cook a single thing. Cottage cheese is also an excellent source of phosphorus and selenium. Researchers at the National Institutes of Health found that adequate selenium intake was associated with a 16% lower risk of cognitive decline in adults over 60. That connection between a simple food and brain protection is something more people need to know about. Now let me tell you exactly how to build this meal for maximum taste and maximum nutrition. Start by scooping 1 full cup of low-fat cottage cheese onto a plate or into a wide bowl. Choose the low-fat version rather than non-fat because a study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that a small amount of fat actually improves the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and K. Next, slice one medium banana and arrange the slices around or on top of the cottage cheese. Bananas add natural sweetness plus 360 milligrams of potassium per fruit, which supports healthy blood pressure. A study in the journal Hypertension found that increasing potassium intake reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 5.3 points in older adults. Now add a quarter cup of fresh or thawed strawberries. Strawberries bring vitamin C and powerful anthocyanins that a study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found reduced oxidative stress markers by 22%. Sprinkle 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed over everything. Ground flax adds another 3 grams of protein and is one of the best plant sources of alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 fat that supports heart health. The Cleveland Clinic published research showing that ground flaxseed consumption lowered total cholesterol by an average of 9% over 3 months. Finally, drizzle 1 teaspoon of raw honey over the entire plate if you want to touch more sweetness. Raw honey contains trace enzymes and antioxidants that pasteurized honey does not. This complete plate delivers approximately 33 grams of protein, 8 grams of healthy fats, complex carbohydrates from the fruit, and comes in at around 390 calories total. You are also getting significant amounts of calcium, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, vitamin C, and omega-3 fatty acids all from one simple no-cook plate. For the best results, eat this meal about 90 minutes before bedtime because the slow-digesting casein protein will work throughout the entire night to protect your muscles while you sleep. A study in the journal Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise confirmed that this pre-sleep protein strategy improved whole body protein balance by 32% in older adults. Assembly takes about 3 minutes. All you need is a plate, a knife for the banana, and a spoon. Up next at number 2 is a meal so quick and satisfying you might start eating it every single day. Number 2. Tuna white bean and herb salad bowl. This meal right here is what I like to call the ultimate lazy day protein bomb, and the nutritional profile will genuinely blow your mind. Canned tuna has been a pantry staple for decades, but most people do not realize just how powerful it becomes when you pair it with white beans. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that combining animal protein with plant protein in the same meal improved amino acid utilization by up to 40% compared to eating either source alone. That means your body actually builds more muscle from the same amount of total protein when you mix these two together. One standard 5-ounce can of chunk light tuna packed in water provides an impressive 26 grams of protein with less than 1 gram of fat. It is also one of the best dietary sources of niacin and vitamin B12. Researchers at Oxford University found that adequate B12 intake slowed brain shrinkage by 53% over a 2-year period in seniors who were at risk for dementia. 53% brain shrinkage reduction from a single vitamin that is abundant in tuna. Now here is exactly how to make this incredibly filling meal without any cooking at all. Open and drain 1 5-ounce can of chunk light tuna and place it in a large bowl. I recommend chunk light over albacore because it has significantly lower mercury levels, making it safer for frequent consumption. A report from the FDA confirmed that chunk light tuna contains about 3 times less mercury than albacore. Next, open and drain 1 can of white cannellini beans, about half a cup, and add them to the bowl. White beans contribute another 9 grams of protein plus a massive amount of fiber. 1 half-cup serving contains over 6 grams of dietary fiber. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who consumed adequate fiber had an 80% higher likelihood of aging successfully, meaning they maintained physical function and cognitive sharpness. Now drizzle 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil over the tuna and beans. Olive oil is the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, and a major clinical trial called PREDAMD found that older adults following this diet had a 30% lower risk of heart attack and stroke. Add the juice of half a fresh lemon, a tablespoon of red wine vinegar if you have it, and season with dried oregano, garlic powder, salt, and pepper to taste. These seasonings are not just for flavor. Oregano contains rosmarinic acid, which a study in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition found had potent anti-inflammatory properties. Toss everything together gently with a fork. Now dice 1 small tomato and half a small red onion and fold them into the mixture. Tomatoes provide lycopene, and a Harvard study following 48,000 men found that high lycopene intake was associated with significantly lower rates of certain cancers. Finally, tear up a few fresh basil leaves and scatter them on top. Basil provides vitamin K, which is essential for proper blood clotting and bone metabolism. The complete bowl totals approximately 39 grams of protein, 14 grams of healthy fats, 22 grams of complex carbohydrates, and around 460 calories. You're also loading up on B12, niacin, iron from the beans, fiber, lycopene, and heart-protective monounsaturated fats from the olive oil. For the absolute best results, eat this meal at lunch or early dinner because a study from the journal Cell Reports found that evenly distributing protein across daytime meals rather than concentrating it at dinner resulted in significantly better muscle maintenance in seniors over a 6-month period. The whole meal comes together in about 5 minutes with nothing more than a can opener, a fork, and a bowl. Simple yet incredibly effective. And now here it is. The number one no-cook meal on this list, and the one that science says could genuinely transform your health. Number 1, overnight oats with protein boost. This is the meal I have been waiting to tell you about because the research behind it is nothing short of extraordinary. Overnight oats are not just a trendy food. They are backed by serious clinical evidence that makes them arguably the single best no-cook meal a senior can eat. The landmark study I mentioned in the beginning from Tufts University followed older adults who consumed a high-protein oat-based breakfast daily for 12 weeks. The results were remarkable. Participants gained measurable grip strength, improved their walking speed, and reported significantly higher energy levels without changing anything else about their routine. No new exercises, no medication changes, just this one meal consumed consistently. The reason overnight oats are so powerful comes down to their unique combination of beta-glucan fiber and slow-digesting carbohydrates. A meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reviewing 28 separate studies found that beta-glucan from oats reduced LDL cholesterol by an average of 7% and lowered fasting blood glucose by up to 12%. For seniors managing heart health or blood sugar, those numbers are genuinely life-changing. But here is what takes this meal from good to incredible. When you add a protein boost to your overnight oats, you create a complete nutritionally balanced meal that covers nearly every base your aging body needs. Let me walk you through exactly how to make the ultimate version step by step. Start the night before by adding half a cup of old-fashioned rolled oats to a mason jar or any container with a lid. Do not use instant oats because they are more processed and have a higher glycemic index. A study in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that rolled oats produced a 30% lower blood sugar spike than instant varieties. Next, add 1 scoop of unflavored or vanilla protein powder, about 25 grams of protein worth. Whey protein is ideal because a study in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association found that whey protein was the most effective type for stimulating muscle protein synthesis in seniors specifically. If you're lactose intolerant, a pea protein powder works nearly as well. Now pour in 3/4 of a cup of milk. Regular dairy milk adds another 6 grams of protein, while almond or oat milk are lighter alternatives, though with less protein. Add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, which contribute 2 more grams of protein and will absorb liquid overnight, creating a wonderful pudding-like texture. A study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that chia seeds improve satiety scores by 48%, meaning you stay full significantly longer. Sprinkle in half a teaspoon of cinnamon and stir everything together thoroughly. Cinnamon is far more than just a spice. A clinical trial published in Diabetes Care found that just half a teaspoon of cinnamon daily reduced fasting blood sugar by 18 to 29% in type 2 diabetic patients. Now seal the container and place it in the refrigerator overnight. The oats will absorb the liquid and soften completely without any heat. In the morning, take the jar out and stir it once. Top with 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter, which adds another 4 grams of protein and that satisfying rich flavor everyone loves. A Vanderbilt University study found that regular peanut butter consumption was associated with a 21% lower risk of cardiovascular mortality. Add a small handful of mixed berries, about a 1/4 cup of blueberries or raspberries. These berries bring antioxidants, vitamin C, and manganese. Finally, add a light drizzle of honey if desired for sweetness. The complete finished meal delivers approximately 43 grams of protein, 16 grams of healthy fats, 48 grams of complex slow-releasing carbohydrates, over 10 grams of fiber, and comes in at roughly 550 calories. That is a complete balanced meal with more protein than most cooked dinners. You're also getting calcium, iron, magnesium, zinc, B vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids, beta glucan, and powerful antioxidants all in one jar. The best strategy is to eat this as your first meal of the day because the study from Tufts found that the morning timing was critical to the muscle building benefits observed in participants. The slow digesting carbs and high protein content keep your blood sugar stable for hours, preventing that mid-morning crash. You can also prepare 2 or 3 jars at once on a single evening and keep them in the fridge for up to 3 days. That means 3 days of powerful high protein breakfast with just 5 minutes of prep on one night. No cooking, no stove, no oven, no complicated cleanup. Just open the fridge, grab your jar, and give your body exactly the fuel it needs to stay strong, sharp, and independent for years to come. And that is our complete list of 5 easy no-cook high-protein meals for seniors when you are just too tired to cook. Every single one of these meals is backed by real science, takes less than 5 minutes to prepare, and delivers serious protein to protect your muscles, your bones, and your brain. You do not need fancy equipment or culinary skills. You just need a few simple ingredients and a commitment to fueling your body right even on your hardest days. If you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.